Hello everyone and welcome to game 2 of Gustavius versus Duncanrun on Xel'Naga Caverns. This is a much larger map, so I don't think there's going to be as much early aggression that's going to work for them. Both of these players, again, they're both brothers. This is my first set of matches that I've done live, so pardon me if I'm fumbling around on my words or anything looks a little curious to me, because again, first time live. It's a good milestone for Andrew. So everyone just doing the basic stuff. Duncanrun, I liked his play with the bio. He did have a lot of marauders, a lot of marines, but again, I think pushing to that one up the ramp blindly kind of lost a lot of his units. And even if Gustavius had let that ramp fall, he could have pushed back, put a nice force field right in the middle, and that definitely would have cut Duncanrun's forces in half. Maybe he should have just poked around a little and then tried to do an early expand, so he could have gotten that economic advantage early on. As we do see him putting down an early barracks, we have Gustavius doing an early scout as well, just checking it out, making sure there's nothing too fancy going on. And he will be forced. I guess he's going to retreat a little bit early. Let's go back to his base. He has the gateway down. That was pretty early as well. I think it might have even been around 10 or 11 food. So we might actually see some aggression. Counterintuitive to what I thought previously. But Gustavius is taking this Xel'Naga watchtower. I love that play because that's just going to let him know if anything's coming up. If an early rush comes through, he'll be able to see it. But Duncanrun looks like he is actually blocking in his base, so he may just be waiting tech up. He is getting a refinery a little bit late. Gustavius is also getting his in. It looked to be, actually I'm not sure on that timing. And we do see 2 gateways going down. No cybernetics core yet, so he might be going for a 4-gate push, possibly just an early zealot rush again. But again, with the Terran player Duncanrun blocking off his base, early zealot aggression is halted very easily. As he does get the tech lab down, look to see a few marauders again, maybe even a reaper. That wouldn't be that bad of a move. It does allow for some nice scouting early in the game, and with this type of setup, if he did spot this, which I don't believe he has scouted anything, he would see, no, he hasn't really been outside of his base much at this point. The cybernetics core just going up, so no, it looks like he's just going to be building up an army, marauder marine, and he did leave a little bit of a gap there. So he is going to be able to get out of his base, and you can always put these supply depots down with the lower ability. And an early engineering bay, gonna hopefully maybe get some upgrades early on. He did get that infantry weapon level 1 very early last game. Is he as proactive about his mules? Not really. He's getting that factory, and we see Gustavius with a similar play. Lots of zealots early on. I don't mind this, but hopefully he can be a little bit more active with these units. No need to really keep him at the ramp at this point. He does have all of this vision with this probe. Maybe he could just poke up a little bit himself. He does have a sizable army compared to Duncanrun, so here the zealots are moving out. Let's just follow them on my new observing feature. Ooh, so classy. And he passes the first Xel'Naga watchtower. As I did see, if we looked at the production tab, it must have already finished. But Duncanrun is going for a factory again. And has he been muling? Yes, he has. And he should be able to get a new one out very soon. And the proxy pylon going down behind these bushes. I like that play. It's going to be tough to spot, but it is one of the first places people tend to look for a proxy pylon. But again, Duncanrun hasn't really left his base yet, so it should be a pretty safe play, and it cuts the distance for all of these gateway units. Maybe even he could afford to get another gateway, but he is going into a Stargate build. I don't mind this at all. Let's see the factory going up. What is he? He's going for the siege tech. So he's going to try to get some sort of tank play, but he doesn't have any tanks out on the field yet. And he needs to really put 2 more guys in this second refinery if he wants to keep up, get some tanks out. He's going to start to lose a lot of gas, especially if he keeps pumping out Marauders. They only do cost 25 gas, but at this point he's only got 4 people in gas, so he is going to be very low. Also needs to get those mules out. As we see, Gustavius kind of just camping here, wants to make sure that he knows exactly when the Terran player is going to move out. A tech lab going down on this starport. I feel that if Gustavius wanted to just move in for the kill right now, he could definitely do that. Or why not expand? You got plenty of time. You know your opponent's stuck in their base. They've pretty much made that emphasis. And look at this oh, he did spot the SCV coming out of the base. So I'm not sure exactly where. And he is going to be chased down by these stalkers. Let's just see what is he up to. Is he going for an expansion over here? Possibly, but it's going to get shut down pretty quick as Duncanrun has very little map vision. Is he getting a sensor tower? No, he's just turreting up. I guess he might just know. I mean, it is his brother he's playing against, so I assume they played previous games. He probably knows that that Gustavius is going to be going into some type of Void Ray play. He did have the Stargate down from the previous game, but it wasn't really needed that early on as Gustavius is just saving up this Chrono boost. I'd like to see him being a little bit more active with that, but he is looking pretty good in this game. He has a higher worker count. He does have full map control right now, as this SCV is possibly looking to do some sort of crazy expansion. Is he going to expand here? Maybe just scouting. I'm not too sure what that one's doing. And here comes a Void Ray. It's going to get shut down. There's a lot of missile turrets scattered around the base, and Duncanrun is getting very high on on minerals, but he has a Raven coming out. That's interesting. I don't mind. The Raven can use that point defense drone to pretty much lock down these stalkers. That is such a good ability. And here comes the Raven out onto the field. This Void Ray is trying to take out a few SCVs, doing some pretty good harass as the entire army of Duncanrun moves over, and only having a few Marines to deal with this. So besides the missile turrets, he really doesn't have any defense for this, and he's going to lose a lot of drones as a multi-pronged attack with all of Gustavius units coming in, taking out these tanks. This is looking bad for Duncanrun as he pulls a few of his workers away from the battle. These Marauders are getting eaten up by this vastly larger army. He needs to take out the siege tank sieged up in the back, but it looks like he's going to have enough units, and I believe Gustavius could take the game right here. This Void Ray did a lot of damage, and the command center for our Terran buddy Duncanrun has been taken out, and that looks to be the end of the game. This SCV kind of just standing there idly still, and look at the map control. Did a lot of damage early on, and this 4-gate with the proxy pylon has really helped him as he does expand. He hasn't moved any guys from that location, but still looks to be the end of this game. And Gustavius with a commanding win here in Game 2 on Xel'Naga Towers. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So anyway, looks like Duncanrun is going to be forced out of this game very soon, as yes, he does call a good game. So Gustavius takes the round. Good for him. More to come.